Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here, and this is the video review for the Transformers Age of Extinction Evolution of Grimlock 2-pack. Now, for the Thrilling 30, we're getting a new Transformers movie, the Age of Extinction, which actually features the Dinobots. So Hasbro figured that it would be a nice idea to do a 2-pack featuring the original version of Grimlock, back from G1, and the new version, the Age of Extinction Movie Grimlock. They kind of took a little shortcut on this by not including the actual G1 Grimlock in the set, but they did give us one that transforms the same way. So how well that turns out, I'll let you decide as we take a look at these guys. Now we're going to start things off with the G1 representative, which happens to be the Energon version of Grimlock, recolored in the G1 colors. Now if you don't remember, or just weren't around for this, back in the days of Transformers Energon, toward the end they've actually released a 2-pack of Dinobots, Swoop and Grimlock. This is the Grimlock from that 2-pack, and it's, for what it is, it's not a bad idea. I mean, its transformation is almost identical to the G1 Grimlock, and the color scheme done for this figure is actually pretty nice. It matches the G1 colors very well, with the only major flaw being these yellow arms that should have been silver. But other than that, the color schemes are pretty down pat. So you got the basic, like, metallic gray, which has a nice metal fleck to it. I'll give them some points on that. Yellow, and a little bit of detailing on the back for all, like in green and red and blue, and a almost white tail. I guess they didn't want to go with vac metal on this one. Oh well, they didn't have plenty of vac metal in this line as it is, so it's a relief at least. But yeah, all the looks are there. Mouth does open and close a little bit, and can move up and down. You got up and down movement on the arms, and the legs can move forward, back. You got knee bends, swivels at below the knee. You can go out on a ratchet joint. You'll see why in robot mode, but yeah, not bad really. It's not great. Looks kind of like a kid's toy. Well, more like a kid's toy than it should, at least. Yeah. Yes, I know, it is a kid's toy, but hey, this looks like a preschool toy. Anyway, enough with Grimlock for now. We'll get back to him when he's in robot mode. Let's get to our modern version. Now, the modern version of Grimlock is the new Voyager Movie Grimlock that has been released on its own in this line as well. But this one actually does have a few paint app differences. Mainly the arms are black instead of gold, and these body pieces are like a grayish silver instead of the gold again. And, you know, the back piece here is black instead of gold, and this is silver instead of black. Yeah, go figure. I think there's also some black instead of gold on the face. You know, they tried to get a little bit more variety than just the flat out gold and silver kind of look. You know, I think this actually looks pretty cool. I do like the paint job. I like the idea. and it is a nice size Voyager Grimlock. For comparisons, we'll put out some of the other Age of Extinction dinos. We got Slug, Scorn, and Strafe. Oh, well, let me get Strafe out where you can see him. Okay, so, yeah. As you can see, he looks pretty good with them. You know, the dino mode is actually pretty well in scale with the other dinos, which is always a good thing. Now, there is a heated debate on which one's better between the Voyager and the Leader version. So let's do a quick comparison between the two. And yes, you'll notice that mine is a little bit more painted. I went over some of the back chrome with some translucent orange to help it blend in better. As you can see, he's a bit bigger than this one. This one's got a little less mass on this way and more mass this way, while this one has less mass this way, more mass this way. Yeah, it's a trade-off. The Leader's feet are a little bit bigger, but not by as much as you'd think it would be. And I actually think the heads are the same size. Crazy as that is. But this one does have an action feature. He can chomp, which is nice. But Leader Grimlock does integrate with his weapon better because it becomes the tail, while Voyager Grimlock's weapon attaches to the tail, like so. And honestly, it looks kind of ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking. It's better just leaving this thing separate. But yeah, we'll take another spin around for him. Yeah, you got your usual legs become the tail bit. Yeah, that's not unusual, but yeah. That's Grimlock, and he can chomp. Let's just get another look at these two together. Old and new. As you can see, the new one's a bit taller. A bit bigger. I think the Energy Grimlock was closer to a deluxe scale than Voyager. But, yeah. I guess it's time we got these guys into robot mode. Now in robot mode, we're going to start again with the Energy Grimlock. And, you know, he's a little odd looking. I mean, I can tell there was a lot of effort to make this look as G1 as possible, and I appreciate that. But there is just something not right about this one. I mean, I like it okay, but it's not the best Grimlock you can get. And he does look okay. I mean, the face, it is a little soft. I mean, but it does have a tiny bit of a Grimlock vibe. I like the Autobot symbol there. I liked how they got the yellow chest. And they tried to get the red pants a bit, at least in the thighs. The detailing is actually done pretty well. They did a good job of putting in a lot of the details from the G1 toy in this one. Even went with the red eyes. Articulation wise, he's not bad. He's got a swiveling head. So you can go left and right. It's a bit stiff, but it's still good. He's got forward, backward on the shoulders. Ratcheted outward movements. Bends at the knees. Not knees, elbows, I'm sorry. The knees bend too, though. and swivel right below the elbow, which is nice. And yeah, he is a bit back heavy. That's another thing you need to look out for. He's got forward, backward at the hips. Not a lot of in and out though. Just mainly forward, backward, which is a shame since they're ball jointed. But you know, that's how it goes. He's got a nice deep knee bend thanks to his transformation, but nothing at the ankles. One thing to note though, when you're transforming him, make sure you flip out these little heel spurs, or he is not going to stand for anything. Literally. Now, the reason he's not going to stand without him is because he is a bit on the back heavy side, with the T-Rex head and neck and arms all hanging off his back. Yeah. That's actually fairly G1 accurate, but it's not done very well. And for accessories, he does include a red sword, which I'm sure G1 fans will recognize as Predacing's sword in red plastic. Which I'm okay with. It's nice to give this Grimlock a weapon at least. That's more than what the Energon version had. I mean, but the Energon, he could actually combine with Swoop, and his half of the combiner gimmick is still intact in here, right down to the extra head. So yeah, if you're wondering what that head's for, it's for a toy that isn't out at this time, the re-release of Energon Swoop. And since the Dinobots are kind of hard to get a hold of as far as the Energon versions go, that Swoop is now going to double in price, I'm sure, on the eBay markets. So you might want to look out for that if you're looking to get that Swoop or get the Energon toys. But enough about Energy Grimlock. Let's get to the Voyager movie one. Now I'm taking a look at Movie Grimlock in his robot mode. It's not bad. It's actually got quite an impressive look to it, and I like the way that they painted this one different from the standard release. The black works very well on him. The chest plate and the way it blends into the armor works lovely. Makes it a lot more complete looking. The silver on the side pieces actually match a little better. And I do enjoy the look of the overall night look of him. And for articulation, he has a swivel joint at the head, so he's got left and right movement there. He's got a forward, backward, in and out on the shoulders, a bicep swivel, a nice deep elbow bend, which is good, and he has a wrist swivel, but this part here doesn't really lock in unless you have it like this. And since the this part here is actually attached to the wrist, if you lock it, you lose the wrist swivel articulation, which is a shame. But it's the only real fault of the arms on this guy. No waist joint to speak of, unfortunate but true. He has in and out, forward, backward, and a nice knee bend. And he has ankle, like forward, back on the ankles for transformation purposes. But yeah, his joints are pretty solid. Oh yeah, and he does have a tilt right below the knee, like between the knee and the ankle. So you can actually get some nice wide-legged stances and maintain a flat foot stance, which is pretty cool. And you got a good view of his dragon tooth or dino tooth mace. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I think it's a dino tooth mace. Might be dragon, I don't know. Lots of dragons and dinos this past year. So there have been a lot of it. But yeah, I do like the paint job on this guy quite a bit. And so much so that it's actually had me doing some repainting on the leader class. Which we'll do a comparison shot right now for him. And let's just have him arm down. You can actually see them together. Now, this one is a tough one to say which one's actually better in the robot mode. And I like the fact that this Grimlock doesn't have the dinosaur feet attached to his wrists. But all in all, this one has a little bit more fluid articulation. As while he has some nice ratchets, this shoulder joint is a bit of an annoyance. But that shoulder is the only real fault for the leader class. But yeah, we're talking about the Voyager here. And yeah, he's a bit smaller, but he does go pretty well with the other Dinobots, which is important. He still towers over them, but in a way that makes a little more sense. So back him up and get his three Dino buddies out here. Got Slug and Scorn and Strafe. And as you can see, the four of these guys do go pretty well together. So if you really want one that goes with the Dinobots, the Voyager's the way to go. And just to say we got all the Dinobots out so far. Yeah, you can see where the leader Grimlock makes the others look like kids, and this one's just the teenager of the group. Yeah, it might not go too well with your setups, but yeah, he does look good with the other Dinobots, and that's the point. So getting the Voyager for just to have it with your Dinobots is a pretty good idea. And for one more size comparison, this is an important one. We're going to put him with the Energy Grimlock that he came with. As you can see, Movie Grimlock towers over Energy Grimlock. So it's clear this is the bigger toy and probably the main event of the setup. But being that this is a $40 set, and the standard Movie Grimlock goes for about $25 on his own, an extra $15 for a deluxe size Grimlock, not bad, you know, especially since you're getting a premium paint job on this guy. So I'd say it's worth it. I mean, you got if you didn't get a hold of the Energon set, it's definitely worth it, just so you can have a version of the mold and say you lived through the horror of Energon Grimlock. Okay, it's not that bad really, but yeah, it's probably at the low point of Grimlock's toy career. Still, I do recommend this set. I mean, if anything, just so you get the nice colored Movie Grimlock. Anyway, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this review. I'll see you later. Take care, have fun, and bye-bye.